Okay, I'm going to show you how to, first of all, I was going to show how to add a text box, but now I'm going to show you how to add the text box icon to the quick access toolbar. And I have my quick access toolbar below my ribbon. It's an easier access for me. So you click on this down arrow and then go all the way over down to more commands. And text box is in the popular commands, but I usually, when I first open up the program, if I've never ever created a PowerPoint or opened up PowerPoint ever, then I just have like just a few, I don't even think it's few, I think it's two, the undo button I think, and the save button, save or save as, one of those two. So here I click on this because I know I'm going to add a whole bunch of them. I click on all commands and I scroll all the way down. Here I'm going to scroll all the way down to text box. I took text box out of my ribbon to show this. So here I can highlight it like that and click add. I think I'm going to put it near my near paragraph here and click add, and there it adds it. Another way to do it is to double click here and it adds it. So that's a much shorter shortcut. It's just to double click on what you need. So okay, here I have the text box and I click OK and it closes that for me. And then I go over here to text box. It's right next to my printer. I might have to move it later. Then I click that and see how it's highlighted in yellow, and as soon as I move onto the slide, my cursor changes, and then I usually just do that and open it up. And then sometimes I would get kind of sidetracked and I would forget to type in a word or something, or I think, oh, I need to do that first, or so now I just, as soon as I open a text box, I type the letter M in there to keep my text box. If I don't do that and I put a text box down, I'm going to put another text box down here, and I click anywhere, it goes away and it doesn't come back. See, if I highlight here, it doesn't show it at all. It'll only show that one, but it doesn't show when I highlight like that. Only shows that one text box, and it doesn't even recognize that second one that I just put up. So here I just add the M there. Here I'm going to type a word. Since I'm talking about presentation, I'm going to type presentation and then show you. Here I want to change, if I want to change the size, because that is kind of small. The default size is 18 and the font is Calibri. So I'm going to change it to, and it shows you too that it grows. So here we're going to change it to big, something big. What size is that? 54. So that's 54 presentation. So then what I want to show you here with, you can change the font without, you don't have to highlight. To highlight, you just double click and it highlights it, and you can use this really short shortcut to change it to italics if you want to, or bold and italics, bold italics, and underline is not even on there, which is kind of annoying. In Microsoft Word, it'll show the underline, and I think I need to go in and figure out if I can add underline to this pop-up toolbar. So to go there, I just go over up here, click underline, and there it's underlined. But I don't even need to double click to highlight. I don't have to click and drag to highlight. I can just single click anywhere inside the word, and of course then I don't have that quick the pop-up toolbar, but that's okay because I usually forget about that one anyway. Then I click on here, bold, to unbold it, italics, restore it to normal, and underline. I don't want to underline anymore. Also, this works for if you're adding color, and I put the font color on my quick access toolbar, and I click that, and you see how it changes the color. You can even see what color it is, which is good, because you're thinking, oh, what color do I want? What color would be good? So maybe I'll pick dark red. Dark red. And of course, then I can go up to bold and bold it and italicize it and underline it, all without having to highlight the whole word. And then another another way to mess around with the box here is if I want to move it. Well, either way, if I want to move it, like click there, just hover till you see the cross of the arrow cross, and you can move this anywhere you want to. Another thing I like to do with my text box is I like to reduce the margin. See how that the P is away from that line? And really, when you click outside the box, the line doesn't even appear. But to get more information on here, so here, you know, I have a whole bunch of words or something, and I go too close, it's going to separate it. And I definitely don't want that, because that's only one word. So I have to bring it out a little. And if I want to get in a little bit closer, that's as close as I can get before the letters start going to the next line. So here's what I do. I right click, and I go all the way down to format shape, or format box, or format text box, and I click on text box. And then I go here to where it says internal margin, and I reduce all of these to 0. Okay, and then also another thing I want to do is I want to click on this one, do not auto fit, so that I can resize my boxes any old way I please, even if I don't have several lines of text in the box. And so I click close. Okay, so now here you see there's less space there between the P and the line, and here I can come down to there, maybe not, and I can push it all the way out of the box and upside down. Isn't that awesome? A new feature. So here, mostly I get it for this one, and I can go just a little bit over. And there's just a little bit of space there. Another way to do it is by pressing the Control key on your keyboard, and then pressing on the arrows, and you can resize. I can't do it. I don't think I can do it right now. Let me see. I can try it right now with my right hand. I'm using my left hand to hold the camera. So here I'm pressing Control, and I'm going to move the box down. And this is good because it does it in smaller increments. It's moving the box down. I don't know if you can see that. See how it's moving the box down? And then I can do the up arrow and do the same thing, and I can do the side arrows, and it goes across the screen. Or back. And then I discovered by accident that if I hit the Shift key and say the down arrow, it will reduce the box size, and the up arrow will increase the box size. Going to the right arrow extends the box, and the left arrow decreases that size of the box. And of course, then I have, you know, the words go off that first line. So I discovered that by accident. I thought I was hitting the Control key, and I hit the Shift key instead, and and of course I'm not paying attention. And I hit the arrow keys. I'm like, hey, I didn't know I could do that. That's cool. So here I want to Shift, close it a little more centering going on. Close it up a little. There we are. So then that's one way to mess around with your text box, is to do that. You can also see this little circle. You can also turn your text box around and make it appear, say, upside down, and so does the word. And you can do it that way, you know. And if you have to put a picture up there, and you want, say you want to do this on the side, right? And then you want to add a picture. With that one, you need to go to Insert, and let's just do Clip Art. Clip Art opens up the side over here, and here I want, I'm going to type slideshow. And see if it gives me slideshows. I spelled it wrong. It would help if you could spell correctly, Tammy. I didn't spell it correctly. ID. I did spell it correctly. It's probably 2 words. Slideshow, and here I have a presentation, so I'm going to put that in there right here. So if I want to make this really big and maybe down a little more, then I can put the presentation at an angle and do that. I can do the same thing with the picture. Anytime you see that circle above the picture, that means that you can add, you can turn it around. There is a way also to change the text, how the text appears in your text box, and that's called text direction. And it gives you several different options. And see, you can, as long as you have, or even if you don't, as long as you have that box highlighted in some way, it's showing dashes or solid lines, you can do that, you know, that, whatever floats your boat. So that's one trick to do with text boxes, or maybe a few tricks to do with text boxes.